You can, if you're using the countdown clock and you've got it minimized, you can actually move it around the screen, which is quite handy. So I'm going to move it down. So countdown clock can appear anywhere on the screen. You can actually move it whilst you're live. And I found that out by accident, as we do most things as we explore undocumented features. I am now officially live because the countdown clock's disappeared. And the second thing you can do is most people go live on the hour. If you could go a couple of minutes earlier or a couple of minutes later, then you'll miss the peak, because that's when the servers at Belive and Facebook, that's when their peak is. So do try, just vary it a bit and see what happens. If you're watching live in the Belivers group, thank you very much. If you're watching live on YouTube, thank you. And I hope to be told in a moment that I'm actually live somewhere. So I am. Brilliant. Okay, so let's get the show on the road. Welcome to the show. And this is live Q&A with Stephen. Now, this works well if you actually ask questions. If you ask a question, I should do my best to answer it. If I know the answer, I'll tell you straight away. If I don't know the answer, then I can ask somebody after the show and get back to you. All the comments that are made during the course of the show will be answered, whether I actually see them live or not. So if you want to say hello, then please do. If you want to ask a question, please do. And it doesn't matter whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, I will see your comments. And I'm just going to remove that and make sure the comments are working. So comments are working. All is good. Now, my live video journey started 5 years ago, and I had a Samsung all-in-one PC, and I used the inbuilt microphone and the inbuilt camera, and I was so happy. In those days, this is pre-Belive and before Facebook Live, we went live on a site called Blab, and we were only appeared as a tiny little picture, and we weren't going live anywhere else apart from within Blab. So quality wasn't of import. As soon as we came out of Facebook Live, of course, then we want to make sure that we are good quality. Now, if you're starting live broadcasting, just getting going, then you would start naturally with a PC or Mac that you've got at the moment, and you'd use the inbuilt camera and the inbuilt microphone. Now, there's nothing wrong with those, and a lot of people do broadcast with their computer as is. And in the early days, I was one of those too. But when you actually get bitten by the live bug, the going live bug, then you want to look at gradually improving. You don't go from just your own PC to a full-blown studio overnight. It's a progression, and that's how it should be, because you should learn to use each piece of equipment one at a time. If I was to walk into my studio now, I would be amazed. If the me from 5 years ago was to walk into the studio now, then I would be totally amazed, because my setup has changed considerably since those early days. And I'm going to tell you about the kit that I've got, but I'm also going to give you indicators to how you can improve your broadcasts with equipment. And there's one piece of equipment that's overlooked in live broadcasting, and that piece of equipment is you. Not necessarily equipment, but an essential ingredient to a live broadcast is the person who is on camera. And camera confidence comes with more broadcasts, but how you appear on camera is your choice. Now, when you start broadcasting, the likelihood is, and I need a friend to do this, that when you go live for the first few times, you will look like that. There's nothing wrong in that at all. But as you gain in confidence, as you gain in your camera presence, then you'll take it up a notch and you'll get closer to the camera. This means that when you're actually talking to people and you're looking at the camera, it looks as if you're looking directly at them. And then when you're able to turn up and just go live, which a lot of my friends can, then you can change the image yet again. So we're going to go, when you start broadcasting, you'll look like this, then like this as you get more confidence, and then like this. And you are one of the most important parts of your broadcast. Let's go to the comments and say hello to Ed. Nice to see you, Ed. Thank you for joining and thank you for commenting. If you are watching live, like Ed, please do comment and I'll feature your comment on screen. Again, this show is driven by your questions. So if you've got questions about any aspect of live broadcasting, but in particular this week equipment, then please do post the question. The only daft question is the one that you'd never asked. And that quote came from Joe Shepherd, who I was on a broadcast with earlier today. So what are we talking about today? How to select the right equipment for your stream. Okay. I want to say thank you to Mila for the title, which I'm quite taken with. I think equipment is a very important part of a broadcast. And growing into your equipment, getting used to equipment, getting the best out of it is so important. And over to my next comment, which is coming from Facebook user. Nice to meet you. We're meeting for the first time in Belivers. Thank you for commenting. After the broadcast, I'll tell you the link you need to click so that I can see your comments on screen. But thank you for joining me, and I'll find out who you are afterwards, unless you put your name in the comment next time you comment. And we're over to other comments. I'm blown away by comments. Hello to Ted. Ted, nice to see you. What's up? It's been a while. Watching from Quezon City in the Philippines. If I got pronunciation wrong, my apologies. But it's nice to see you as always, Ted. Yeah, I do. First Tuesday of each month, I'm in the Belivers group. And then for the other 3 Tuesdays, I'm live on the live production page and on YouTube. So I do a show at this time every Monday, but only one of them is in Belivers, and this is one that's exclusive to Belivers, and this is where you can ask questions and get answers. Okay, so I've got messages in the background. Hopefully you can't hear them. I'll tell you why you can't hear them in a moment. Right, the first essential piece of equipment is your camera. Now this is going to be old ground for some of you, but if you're new to live broadcasting, then the camera is one of the most important pieces of equipment that you can invest money in. Now, I've got to be honest here. You can use your internal camera, or you can spend a couple of $100, or you can spend a couple of $1,000. It's your choice. I am using a Logitech Brio today, along with the Logi capture software, and obviously a green screen. But I started with the Logitech C922. In fact, as far as the Logitechs are concerned, I'm just going to go down my menu here. Put the menu to the agenda together as I thought of it, so it's a bit here in the miss. Logically, around about 70% of people who live broadcast use the C920 from Logitech. Then they progress to the C922, and then they progress to the Brio. Now, it's all about the quality of the picture. Now, up until a couple of months ago, it didn't matter. C920, absolutely brilliant. But now that we can go live in 1080p on Facebook and on YouTube, then a C922 or a Brio becomes an option. Now, a Brio can go out in 4K. Someday, we'll be able to broadcast in 4K. At the moment, we can't. The best we can hope for is 1080p. Now, what you want is a camera which is you're happy with how it looks. Now, if you go around and you watch other people's videos, if you see a good picture, a good quality picture, then ask them a question. Which camera are you using? Yeah, and that's your market research. That way you can find out the cameras that people are using. As I say, I know from experience that most people who use the C920 go to the C922 and go to the Brio. Now, if you want an even better picture, then you would go for, I'll take that off for a moment because I'm not going to talk about those cameras. You go for a DSLR camera. Now, these are professional cameras. These are not video cameras. The 920, 22 and Brio are all designed to work with your PC or Mac and give you a video feed to go into Belive or to go to Facebook or go to YouTube. DSLR has another job in life, but it can be used as your camera. And if you use a DSLR as your camera, then you have options. You can either, in addition to your camera, buy a hardware solution, which is Camlink, or you can go for a software solution, which is Sparkocam, or if you've got a Canon camera, they have a software solution which turns your Canon DSLR into a camera that you can use on Belive. Now, all of those work. Belive will see all of them. You don't need to do anything in Belive. You just need to go, select your camera. The Canon will appear in the list. Your other DSLR cameras will appear in the list. Sparkocam will appear in the list as well. So there's nothing to be done in terms of you having to do any extra work. It is essentially just plug and play, either hardware or software. The other thing you want to do is, once you've got a camera, is get used to it. You do need to practice with a camera so you feel, I mean, I feel comfortable here. I mean, I'm just talking and chatting away and enjoying it and enjoying the comments that are coming in, hint, hint. But you need to be comfortable on camera. You need to be comfortable with how you look. Again, I'm going to keep coming back to this. You are an essential part of any broadcast. We are. How we look on screen. I've got to tell you this. I've got a phone call later this week at 8:30 in the morning. It's a video call. And I know that that particular moment in time, and hopefully Irene will forgive me, I'm going to be half asleep. And I would never broadcast when I was half asleep. I will broadcast when I'm awake. It helps to be awake when you're broadcasting, because when you're producing a show, so many things going on you want to keep control of. So I would never broadcast when tired. I would never drink and broadcast. That's not a good idea either. So you're only as good as your last video, and it's the presentation that you give on screen which is an important part of the setup. Let's go to the comments. And right, okay. If you've got comments, then please do make them. That's what makes the show go round. Okay. Now, after the camera, the next thing you want to invest in is your microphone. And microphones are important. You can start off with, as I did, with a microphone that's built in to your computer, and it's reasonable. Microphones in recent computers are pretty good, but it's not the same. It's not radio quality. It's not podcast quality. And if you're thinking of making a podcast out of your live videos, then you do need a good microphone. The other reason for having a good microphone is that what you don't want to happen is for people to move away from your broadcast and stop listening. When we're live, as I'm live now, I know that there'll be people who will be listening but not watching. And if there's a problem with my sound, people might not tell me, and they might just go and do something else. So I've got a question for you. I'll come back to the comment in a moment. And the question is this, and you can all vote on this one. I'll just take that off screen so you can actually see it. Okay. Which is more important in a broadcast? Is it audio or video? And that's going to come across on the crawler in a minute. Which is more important, audio or video, to you? Now, this is a personal decision, but if you want to put your answers in the comments, then we'll get a sense of what is important. To me, whilst you're thinking, audio is important for the reason I gave, for repurposing, and also so that people actually stay listening to you, even if they're not watching you. Okay, because if you're doing a talking head like I am now, there's no reason why you shouldn't go off and surf. I'll look the same in 10 minutes as I do now. And we have votes coming in. So audio, thank you. And the question, which cam you recommend? Okay. Okay, I'll come back to that. And another vote. Let's stop the crawler, because you know what the question is now. So I'm going to stop the crawler. Okay. Which cam do I recommend? I'll come back to that. And first comment was audio. I'll send you all the link afterwards to make sure I can show your photograph on screen. So I've got two answers of audio, and I've got to say I agree with you. Audio is important. So a microphone is important. So you need, if you want people to stay and listen, you need an external microphone. Now, for 4 years, I had a beautiful microphone. I've still got one, but a beautiful microphone. And it was a simple Sony Lapel microphone that just went into my pocket. And because I was absorbing all the background and the echo and everything, it was perfect. It was recommended by Udemy as being the go-to lapel microphone that you could actually use to record Udemy courses. Now, they are red hot on quality. So they wanted you to use a microphone which gave the right resonance. And they suggested a Sony microphone. Now, the Sony microphone I picked up for about $35 3 or 4 years ago, and it served me well for 3 years. I was quite happy with it. So after you've used the inbuilt microphone, go and look possibly on Amazon and look for the lapel microphones in the $30 to $40 range, and they are very effective is all I can say. I recorded 5 Udemy courses at least using my Sony lapel microphone. So microphone, that's the first one I would recommend. The next upgrade is to go to a better microphone. Now I'm using, okay, I'll tell you the microphone that I use, and you can go and take a look at it afterwards. And I use an Audio Technica AT2020 USB microphone, and it's black. I can prove to you that it's black. It is black. And that was recommended to me by Mike. Always when people recommend a microphone, because they, especially this guy is a podcaster. So when Mike recommended a microphone, my ears pricked up, and I thought, right, that's the one I'm going to get. I'll come back to prices shortly. But do look for something of that era. Now, Rode, no problem at all. A high quality microphone will give you a high quality audio, and that will keep people listening. So that's my microphone. Now, just a word. Everything that I use in this broadcast, in all my broadcasts, is in a kit list. The kit list is on my website. I will post a link to the full kit list, which includes the computer, the camera, the microphone. Everything I use in my live broadcast is in one long list with links on Amazon or wherever it happens to be. And I'll say this publicly now, it has about 30 items in it. There isn't a single affiliate link amongst them. So that's a point of honor with me. If you click the link, you're going direct to the website. And back to the comments, and the next comment coming in. Rode, it's not brilliant, unfortunately. Okay, well, as I would go with the Audio Technica. I'd also sort of watch broadcasts and ask people what they're actually using. If you come across somebody with good quality sound, then they're going to be, if you say, I love the sound of your microphone, what is it? They will answer you. Okay. So watching other people's live video gives you the ability to actually ask the questions. Right, coming back to a question earlier before I carry on with microphones. This question, which cam do you recommend? I would go, first external camera would be a Logitech C920. Second would be a 922, and third would be a Brio. I've got a blog on Belive. Again, I'll post a link afterwards, which shows you all the options, or some of the options that you have when you're doing live broadcast in terms of cameras. And I've tried them all, or most of them. And the only one I haven't tried is DSLR. But I'm quite happy with the Logitech Brio, which is what I'm on at the moment. So again, watch people's broadcasts and see how they look on screen. And when you come to somebody who's got sharp definition, then crisp, clear, colors are good. Yeah, then do ask them. Again, if you compliment people on their camera or on their microphone and ask the question, they'll gladly answer it. I mean, there's nothing we like better than being complimented. Okay, and the other thing is that if somebody likes the kit that we're using, then of course we're going to tell you, and we might even possibly provide a link to the kit as well. Okay, so we've covered that. We've covered an internal camera. You start off with an internal camera, start off with an internal microphone until you actually get bitten by the live video bug, and then you want to invest. Okay, but we all start at the beginning with our own kit, and there's nobody saying you have to upgrade. It's just all right. Okay, now I'm going to show you something now. I'm going to demonstrate something. This may or may not work, but I'm going to try it anyway. Okay, I'm going to hide my camera. Okay, because I want to do this. I'm doing this. Well, I'm going to switch my. You'll notice that since I was last here, the quality of the picture has changed. Yeah, it's totally different. Now I've got the same camera. Yeah, I've got the same everything, apart from the thing that I have done is I've switched off the lights. When you're live broadcasting, it's going towards 5:30 here in the UK, 5:30 in the afternoon. And that means that the light from the window is fading, and my room lights, only 2 out of 3 bulbs are working. So if I'm broadcasting at this time of day, I cannot rely on either natural light or room light for my broadcast, and that gives me options. I could, and many people do, use ring lights. Now, if you go to Amazon and you type in ring light, you'll get a whole list of ring lights. In actual fact, if you go to Molly Mahoney and Molly Mahoney's group, she has a kit list which includes ring lights. In fact, she gives, one of the things she does on her broadcast is she gives away ring lights. So if you want a free one, then follow Molly Mahoney, who's a Belive user, of course, and follow and join in her competitions. But if you want to buy one, then do go to Amazon, type in ring lights, and that's a small light which just lights up your face. Okay. Now, as you can see, I'm using a green screen. Okay, and in low light, it's not too bad. But if I switch my camera off again, I'll take that title off screen. I'm going to switch my camera off again. Now, and it's the same me, it's the same background, but because I've got lighting, it's a lot crisper and a lot clearer. Now, one of the things that one of the questions that arises is people try out green screens and green screen software. In order to a green screen to work, you saw I could work it with room lights, but in order for it to be good quality, a green screen needs good lighting. It also needs a physical green screen. You cannot, right, okay. Well, if you have the green screen software, which is what I've got with me today, and you don't have a green screen and you don't have lighting, you'll get a good picture, but you won't be able to see 10 fingers on screen. Yeah. And I will have a halo, and at worst, my hair will be blowing in a non-existent breeze. The reason for that is my lighting's not good enough. Now, lighting, I've got, again, I'll give you the kit list after, but I have got a soft light either side of me. I'll show you. Okay. Now, I was asked by Mila to do a tour of the my broadcasting studio on mobile phone. The way I've got it set up at the moment, I can only have one camera, which is a godsend really, because what I can do is I can go off solo and I can show you my office. Okay. This is my office, and just going around it, that's well, this left of the curtain is my softbox, and that points to the wall in front of me, and the light reflects back. Okay, and I've got a similar one on the other side, so my lighting is at the side of me, pointing the way I'm facing, and the light reflects back onto me. Okay, the portable you see there is a Microsoft Book 2, and then I've got a large monitor, keyboard, and then my headphones, and that's my setup. That's my office. I've got a green screen behind me and the other soft light. That's it. That's where I broadcast from. Okay, so hopefully that gives you an idea of my setup, but it's a Microsoft Surface Book 2. It's a BenQ monitor. It's the 2 soft lights. It's a remote keyboard on a stand. Stand was a gift from Joe Shepherd. Thank you, Joe. And the other thing I've got, I'll come back to me, is I'm very fortunate in that I don't have to use earbuds. One, because I'm on my own, and the second, because even in a multi-person show, I don't need earbuds. I'll come back to that later. So lighting is so important, and it makes the difference. I've got 2 soft boxes, one either side of me, and they're what give a crisp picture. If I switch the lights off, as I did a moment ago, as the natural light faded, I would just go darker and darker and darker. Room lights help, but either a ring light or soft boxes take you from being good to being near perfect. We'll never be perfect, but we can sort of work towards it. Okay, so on with the show. Okay, so this is my camera. It's a Logitech Brio Stream Webcam, Ultra HD 4K Streaming Edition, 1080p, 60 frames per second, hyper fast. Okay, and again, the link to that is in my kit list. So that's the camera you're actually watching today. And on. Again, if you've got any questions, right, okay. I'll bring that up next. If you're in a home office or in an office, then there are going to be noises all around you. Your microphone facing towards you, my microphone is about 2 foot, 1.5 meters away from me, or 1 meter away from me. And it picks up my voice, but because of the way that the microphone works, it also picks up background noises. Now, unfortunately, we had a leaking roof, and the roofers came along and said, you've got 2 choices. We can either do a repair, or we can take the roof off and put a new roof on. Now, the long-term thing said, okay, we want a new roof. Now, that meant that scaffolding went up all around the house. And where you've got scaffolding, you've got people climbing the scaffolding. Where you've got roofers, you've got people actually banging and hitting things and making loud noises. Now, I could hear those noises, but they never, ever made it to a live broadcast. And I broadcast 6 times a week. The reason that it didn't make it to broadcast is I use noise cancellation. And the one that I use, which I renewed today, is KRisp.ai, and that is the website as well. So KRisp.ai is the website. That is not an affiliate link. Is noise cancellation. It cuts out all the background noise. Yeah, and it is an essential part of any studio because it stops it. Well, first of all, it means that people listening to you won't hear the background noises. And the other thing, if you're at home or in the office, it means that the people who are with you can still move around making noises as they normally would, but they don't make it onto your broadcast. So KRisp.ai is part of my toolkit, and it's $60 a year, and it makes a great deal of difference to the quality of the sound. Okay, and it just simply works. Peter Stewart, who's a discerning buyer, invested in KRisp.ai, and he is more than happy with it. And if Peter's happy, then I'm happy. And noise cancellation is important in live broadcasting because we said earlier, we asked the question, what's important in a live broadcast? And the answer came twice: audio. So do consider using noise cancellation. KRisp.ai have well, it's not a trial. I think you can do 2 hours a month for free. It gives you a chance to work out whether it's working or not. And then you invest $60, and you can get that $60 back because they have a very good affiliate scheme. So do look at noise cancellation software. It makes a difference to the quality of the audio on your broadcast. Right, now, if you're solo, as I am today, I don't need earbuds. I don't need headphones. I can just go on as me because I'm not echoing. In a single person broadcast, you do not need earbuds or headphones. But when there are 2 or more of you on screen, you need to have earbuds or headphones to stop the echo. What happens is that if I was on live now with, say, John, and I'm talking and John's not wearing earbuds, then I would be able to hear myself with a delay. Not only would I be able to hear myself, but everybody watching will be able to hear me twice. Now, I'm happy that you can hear me once, but to hear me twice is not really a good thing. So both John and I would have to wear earphones or earbuds or headphones to actually cut out the echo. And this is the thing to remember. The person who does not hear the echo is the person creating it. Now, if John doesn't hear it and I do, then it means it's because John's not wearing headphones. Yeah. Now, just a point here. In terms of headphones, and hopefully this will show on screen, I use those headphones. It's killing the green screen. You can actually see it's green. I use Aftershokz headphones because they're dual purpose. I can use them for the broadcast and I get good quality sound, but I can also, I enjoy walking, I enjoy marathon walking. I can also use them when I'm out walking and jogging. I can hear the traffic and I can listen to music at the same time. So Aftershokz, and again, it's in the kit list. And those are probably the best earbuds around because you just put them on and it looks like strange, but that's it. No wires, no nothing, and you can listen to a multi-person broadcast. So my piece of kit I really enjoy, and Chris enjoys using these two, is Aftershokz. Okay. Okay. So just a reminder, kit list, I'll put a link in for the kit list afterwards, and on to the next one. Right, now this may be unusual in the kit list, but it is so important, and we forget it. And that is an essential part of your kit list is your internet connection. I know it's not a piece of equipment. Well, it is, but it's not your equipment because you've got the Wi-Fi and you've got the LAN and it's all plugged in. But the quality of your live video and the experience that guests have when viewers have when they're watching you is down to everything we've mentioned. It's down to your camera, microphone, lighting, but it's also down to your internet. Now, I've got to tell you that as I'm doing this, Angelica is actually teaching a German lesson. Now, we're doing this with a, thank you for the comment, with a 5 megabit upload. So it is possible. If you're going to be hosting 4 people on screen or even more people on screen, you do need an upload speed of around about 12 megabytes, I think. Just as a guidance. So 5 if you're solo, 12 if you've got guests. Yeah, because you need increased bandwidth. Okay, again, I've got a blog about this. I'll put a link afterwards. But the essential thing is that if you're, as I just said, Angelica is teaching German at the moment as I sit here. And she's doing that on Whereby. The bandwidth on Whereby is not bad, but I mean, I don't need, she doesn't need too much, but she's taking a little bit of the bandwidth away. But the point here is that your internet connection, you've got freedom of choice, hopefully, in supplier. I know that Nick was actually, he couldn't get a good internet connection, so he tethered, or is tethering his mobile phone and using 4G. That works. But the thing to do is basically make sure that nobody else is watching Netflix or Amazon Prime, or even worse, playing games. Yeah, those 3 activities love the internet. They will take your bandwidth, they'll eat it. And when you go live, you're going to be saying, why isn't my signal good? Well, it's because the rest of your family or your colleagues at the office are all using the internet. And in an ideal world, you say to them, I'm going live at 2 o'clock. Could you please not play games or watch films for the next half an hour? That works. I know it works. I used to do that with Angelica and vice versa. She used to say, I'm teaching for the next hour, don't go live. Fine. There are ways around it, but do be aware that everybody in your house or in your office is using the same internet connection as you. So if you want a perfect connection, if you want to be the sole user of your internet connection, then you've got the control to do that these days. You can just say, I'm taking the internet, and you can cut everybody else off. But it would be polite to actually tell them that, wouldn't it? Right, out to comment, which we're going to take. What are those blue headphones? I like them. Do you have an Amazon link? Yes, I do. I can't actually post what it is in the group at the moment. Just a minute. Okay, just let me add this. This is live, just to prove that this is live. What I can do, just bear with me a moment. The headphones I'm using are called Aftershokz, and there they are again. They're Bluetooth, and they work with your desktop or Mac. They work with your mobile phone. The beauty of them is that you use them during the broadcast, and you can use them afterwards, because you can listen to music wherever in the house or the office you are. And when you go out for a walk or even jogging, which is a possibility, then you can wear them. And the thing is, because they're not in your ear, they rest. I'll do a demonstration again. Excuse me. They go like that, okay? And it's going through your bone. Quality is absolutely brilliant. It means that you can still listen. So if you're out in traffic or somebody's talking to you, you can actually hold a conversation. And Angelica and I do this all the time. Actually, Angelica's wearing Aftershokz, I'm wearing Aftershokz, but we're talking to each other. And you can actually hear the conversation. More to the point, you can hear the cars coming behind you. You can even hear a bike coming behind you, a bicycle. So there you are. And Chris de Boven, who's a good friend who lives in Belgium, actually bought 2 pairs of those. Okay, so that's it. That's to answer the question. What are those headphones? And I'll post a link afterwards. Okay, and on to the next topic. Oh, Aftershokz, that was it. Okay, right, so I'm going to come back and I'm going to my list and the internet connection. Okay, now we live in an age where computers get replaced every 2-3 years. If your computer is less than 3 years old, then you should have no problems going live on the internet. If your computer is 5 years old, you should have no problems. But a 3-year-old computer will give you better quality than a 5-year-old computer. What you need, talking of computers, okay. If you have 4 gigabits of RAM, you're going to find live broadcasting interesting, if not a challenge. If you've got 8 gigabits of RAM, you're going to find live broadcasting a pleasure. If you've got 16 gigabytes of RAM in your computer, then awesome. 32 gig of RAM, which is what I'm on today, then you've got no problems at all. You can go live. You can go live with 10 people on screen, no problems, and everything will be working swimmingly. Second graphics card helps as well. If you've got 64 gig of RAM, then you're a gamer. You might go live, you might not, but you're certainly a gamer if you've got 64 gig of RAM in your computer. For most people, you'll have either 8, or if your computer's 2 years old or less, 16, 32. You don't need 64. Doesn't do anything for you, as far as I know. I'm willing to be told differently, but as far as I know, as far as the computer's concerned, the younger the computer, the better. I know people who broadcast with 6 and 7-year-old computers and they're happy. Nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong in having an old computer. I've got a computer upstairs 6 years old. I still go live on it occasionally, and it works. I mean, let's face it, it's got the internet connection. It's got a Logitech C920 camera. It's got an external microphone. It's good. Yeah. So, but the more RAM you have, the faster your processor. And if you've got 2 graphics cards, the more powerful. Just a minute. Just a second. Do. Right. My apologies for that. Hopefully you didn't hear the phone going then. Right, this is live, just proved it's live. I got a phone call for a group chat. I hate phone calls during the show. I hate group chats. So you've rescued me from that. Thank you for rescuing me. Right. Okay. Now, if you're watching live, thank you. If you've got any questions about live broadcasting, then please do ask them. It's questions that actually make this show go round. And it's just a pleasure I actually enjoy broadcasting in Belivers. I've been in the Belivers group since it began, and it's a very friendly place, a very supportive place. The Belive team are tireless in their efforts to answer people's questions, and it is the second port of call for assistance. The first port of call for assistance on Belive is in your studio, bottom right, press the button, go to chat, and you can talk to somebody 24/7. Now, there is no support whilst you're live there, but there is support for the other 167 hours a week. And the people there are helpful. They do know what they're talking about. They do have the answer to your question. If you want a longer, more considered response, then you can ask in the Belivers group anytime. And the thing I love about the group as a whole, just a minute. Yeah. Right, I've closed the tab. Hopefully that will stop the ping pong messages going backwards and forwards. Right, okay. If anything goes wrong, just count to 10 and carry on. So I'm carrying on. So yeah, Belivers group is where you get support. You can ask your questions and people will answer them. If you're looking for guests, then that's a good place to ask for guests. If you want to be a guest, tell people you want to be a guest, tell people what your expertise is, and you could be a guest on their shows. Being a guest on the show, on other people's shows, is important. We can go live on our own pages, our own profiles, but we can also invite people to join us. But the way to get known is to go on other people's broadcasts. And that's the way that you actually build your audience, is to reach out to the people and go live on their broadcasts. Now, it's time for an advert, so excuse me a moment. I'm just going off to, because this is live, I can go off, hopefully cancel that. And I'm going to pick up an image. So I'm going to my local hard drive. I'll describe what I'm doing as I do it. I'm going to my local hard drive. I'm going to my broadcast folder. I'm going to live video training. And I found it. And I just want an image. So bear with me a moment and I'll find the image. Open. And bring the image up on screen. Now, one of the beautiful things about live video is you meet people and you can actually build a network. And I've been very fortunate to build a network of friends over the last 5 years of doing this. And I would like you to meet them. And I'm going to go picture in picture. Live video, once you've got your kit together, because we've talked about the kit, we've been through everything, I'll do a reprise in a minute. It is about people. And as you can see, this week is live video production week, and you'll be able to meet Tina Valent from USA, Marco Novo from Portugal, me, Brigitte Lembanda from South Africa, Joe Shepherd from Ireland, Lynn Moyler from Europe, Nick Wood from the UK, Debbie Burrows, Lottie Hearn, Linda Sunshine West, or Linda West. And this is what it's all about. It's all about building a team of people who you can rely on. And we've all become friends, and we're broadcasting every single day this week on the live video production page, and you're more than welcome to join us. More than that I cannot say, but we've all become fast friends, and we enjoy each other's company, and we enjoy going live. So the final piece of equipment, if you're going to have a successful live video career, is a team. Now that team comes about by accident more than anything else. I'm fortunate I've made about 500 contacts since I've been live broadcasting, around about 100 of whom, 150 of whom, Dunbar's number, I would count as being in my inner circle, and the 10 people you saw there in my inner circle. If you're going to succeed in live broadcasting, you need to build a team. Now, team is where you discuss things and you respect each other's point of view, you listen more than you talk, and you help each other. Now, the team that I lead I direct. I don't direct. Everybody's got an equal voice. But the team that I'm honoured to be part of is the team that's organised this week's Live Producers Week. They're all stars in their own right, and I respect them all, and they all have expertise, different expertise. But you can build, as part of your equipment, build a team of people who you will support, and they will support you. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you this. When I'm broadcasting on my own, I enjoy it. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy coming on camera. When I'm broadcasting on Monday with Nick and Fonz, it's the two of us. We play off each other. When I'm broadcasting on Tuesday here, totally enjoy it. Wednesday, we've got a group we've built in the last 3 months. 10 people come together, never met offline, but get together online. Thursday is episode 267 of Blabbing for Britain. We've been doing the live broadcasts for 5.25 years, and it's inspired by Invideo with myself and John. And Invideo is quite probably the greatest business video creation system. They're partnered with Belive. So if you go to Invideo, it's Belive. I haven't seen any advertising yet. I'm waiting for the advertising, but I know that we're working together because I've seen Molly. So John and I have a show sponsored by Invideo, and then on Friday I go live with Angelica with German lessons, which are live. So I broadcast, but the joy of getting a group of people together, there's a buzz when we know that we're actually going to do this week of live broadcasts Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the UK. There's a buzz about the team. Everybody's excited, not excited to be part of it. We've got 5 days, 5 shows, 5 different platforms, and there's a buzz. Everybody's supporting everybody else. So your final piece of equipment, I challenge you to do this, is to reach out to people and make friends, and to actually build a community of your own. So, right, okay. Thank you to everybody who's watched. If you're watching the replay and you got this far, you're awesome. If you watched live, you're super awesome. We've covered cameras. Okay, again, I'll put a link to my kit list, but cameras, primarily Logitech C920, 22 and Brio. Microphones, the Lapel microphone, $35, and that will give you solid sound. You can then spend up to $150 on microphones. Cameras, you can spend from $200 to a couple of thousand if you want. So cameras, microphones. Green screen, about $70. Soft lights, about $140 or less. Again, I'll give some indicative prices. KRisp, noise cancellation, you need if you're going to do this, and you're not going to get people walking away because the audio is so important. I don't think I've forgotten anything there. Right, okay. Right, if you've got any questions, then please do ask. It's wonderful to see everybody watching. But if you have questions, you've got 4 minutes to make a comment, and then I'll be live again tomorrow. I'm live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the UK, and I'm live with Marco Novo, and then I'm live on my own account at 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So 2 broadcasts tomorrow. You're more than welcome to come and join either of them, and we have space, so you can come and join on camera if you wish. Certainly the 12 p.m. Eastern one. I don't know what Marco's got planned for 10 a.m. Eastern. I shall find out later. Joe Shepherd and I will both be on that broadcast. Right, so the point is that live broadcasting is networking at its best. I've been networking since I read an Anthony Robbins book in 2005. Changed my life. I joined a networking forum, which was the Anthony Robbins networking forum. Went from there to a UK forum, and networking ever since, enjoying every moment of it. Made friends around the globe, almost a friend in every city. And live video is the best way to meet and greet people. It's also the best way to market. Just a final word. The days of going on live video and selling your wares, well, that's one way. The other way is to go on live video, interact with people, get to know them, go on their broadcasts, be a guest. Yeah. Right. I've got a couple of comments coming in. Good job I asked. And say hello to. Okay. And say hello to Andrew Jones. Do we need lights for the green screen? Yes, you do. The lights are the difference. But if you don't have lights, you'll have a blur around your edges. Yeah. Okay, shall we do that once more with feeling? I'm going to switch my camera off. This is me without lights. Yeah, I don't have lights, so the quality of my picture, it's going dark outside. The room lights, I've only got 2 out of 3 bulbs in, so the only way that I can be seen clearly, yeah, and you can see my hair is, that's it. I've got, it's, help. I'm going to switch my, and I'm back. Okay, so that's the difference that having lights make, and you could either have a ring light or you can have the soft boxes, which I mentioned earlier, but you do need additional lighting. Otherwise, with a green screen, you get a good picture, but to get a near perfect picture, which hopefully this is, you do need lighting. Okay. I mean, I've done broadcasts, and literally, if it's normal daylight and I've got the lights on, then it looks like I'm there. I've got a picture of when I was in Dresden, and the backdrop is Dresden, and I'm in the picture, and you can't tell the join. Yeah, it is that good. It was a software I'm using today for the green screen, and it's just that good that you can't tell the join. And next comment, thank you for the comments. Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you for, I love that. Thank you. Excellent. You made my day. Thank you. I have lights. How do I get them up? Do I point them at the screen? No, no. I'm going to take myself off full screen, hide that. Hopefully you can see the light there. Okay, this is my studio. That light is moved slightly to the left and it points at the wall which is in front of me. And then the light reflects back onto me. And I've got another light at the other side. So I'm using reflected light. In a photographic studio, you'd point them at the green screen. Yeah. But if you're on live video, what you want is the light to come towards you, be reflected. If I turn one of these lights on me, then as I turn it, you'll see that it doesn't work. It doesn't work as well. So I've got the side lights, one on the left-hand side, one on the right-hand side, and they're actually pointed towards the wall, and that way the light reflects back. Okay. Brilliant. Well, it's been a pleasure to be in your company today. I wish you successful broadcasting. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. This has been Stephen in Wiltshire in England, close to Stonehenge, about 20 miles away from Stonehenge. Looking forward to going there soon. I'll see you all again, and bye for now. Goodbye. Okay, and I'm going to press the button from my Belive studio.